So, Cass, the last point I wanted to talk to you about was about criminalisation laws came in 1st of January this year.
Mm-hmm.
And when I first saw that heading, I thought it was about employees stealing from the employer.
Okay. Yeah.
But when I read it, it was the other way around.
Yeah.
It's the
Yeah.
employers
Yes.
underpaying wages, which we often hear about in the media.
Yeah.
And the consequences of this systemic issue, which, you know, hits people like migrants, people of disability, people of lower socioeconomic requirements. So talk us through a couple of the points of the criminalisation law.
Yeah. So obviously, like you said, it came in January this year. It's basically just, in a nutshell, making sure that wage theft is now, I guess, a criminal offence. So I think, if you've been watching the news and things like that, a lot of the big companies have recently been done for wage theft and have back paid millions and millions of dollars, which, you know, hopefully they can afford to do that. But it is something that we're seeing all the time. And like you said, a lot of different people do get taken advantage of because they aren't aware of their entitlements and they're not aware exactly what they should be getting paid and all the little things that come with that. So yes, I think it's a great initiative to have brought in, but it does put that pressure on employers to make sure that they are getting things right. And I guess it benefits me because they will probably be more likely to engage an HR consultant or something like that to help them to work out the rates of pay and things like that.
Very true.
So basically that's it in a nutshell. Yeah.
Have you come across anyone that's done that?
I haven't. No.
I was hoping for some juicy goss.
No, not in my experience.
Not in your experience,
but I'm sure that it's happening all the time.
Yes.
But you know, it's not happening. Not on a deliberate account that I would know of. I'm sure there's lots of small businesses that just aren't sure. You know, that don't have that HR support.
Yeah, but you know, small businesses. I mean, obviously, this legislation's about intended,
yes, of course,
fraud or criminal activity or underpaying.
Yeah,
you know, if you've got your small business owner who's doing his payroll on his Xero or QuickBooks or MyOb or whatever the case may be, and they don't tick a box.
Yes. No, we're not talking about those. We're not talking about the people who are doing it unintentionally. It's the intentional way.
It's the intentional
going
ones.
on. Yes, yeah.
Which, you know, penalties I can see, you know, go in the millions for companies and individuals. And does carry a 10-year jail.
Yes. Well, I think we're looking at about 7 million for companies and about 1.5 for individuals. So
correct.
Yeah. It's a hefty.
It's a hefty fine.
Yes.
And I'm assuming that your general insurance wouldn't be covering any of that.
No, not if it's a criminal offence. No,
so
it won't be covering that.
No. So how do small businesses avoid the threat of, you know, being accused of wage theft?
Yeah, just making sure that they've got everything, like you said, you know, dot your I's and cross your T's, you know, so make sure that, you know, you do have an accountant perhaps, or you do have a bookkeeper who is in charge of, you know, maybe double checking, you know, if you are a small business, you probably do outsource to someone like that. Or if you're, you know, a bigger company, that you are making sure that you know, your accounts department or your HR department, they are across that.
Yes.
And that you are making sure that every year, you know, when there are wage increases and things like that, that you are on top of those increases. You know, last couple of years we've seen really big wage increases on the 1st of July.
Yes.
And I'm sure there was many employers who thought, oh no, like I'm actually underpaying my workers because I didn't see that one coming. You know, and that does bring me to the point of a lot of employers who do pay above award and things like that. You know, they think they're paying above award, and then we get our wage increases and suddenly they're not paying above award anymore.
That's right.
So it's just a really big wake up call to make sure that you are, as an employer, consistently checking what you are paying your employees. Correct. Making sure that, you know, you're following all the super changes as well, that, you know, as super continues to go up, that you are paying that proper rate. So just making sure that you are being compliant. And putting in those extra checks to do so.
Yes. And one of the things that's coming in 2026 is the super payday.
Yeah.
So a lot of people go, what's that? And so employers now must pay will be having to, not now, in 2026 have to pay the superannuation at the time they pay the payroll to the employees.
Okay.
So what that means is that now SG Super won't necessarily be a thing of the past where it's not paid. So it can be tracked with the single touch payroll with the ATO.
Okay.
They can see when it's not being paid because Big Brother's looking and they tap into the super funds who then have to now start reporting on a monthly basis so they can see when these funds are coming in. So there's a cross-check
so
with that.
Every single pay, it must be paid.
Every single pay.
Yeah,
so it's not legislation yet, but I think it's going through the houses at the moment. So watch this space because I think that's going to have a big impact on those employers.
Yeah.
And this is part of wage theft, because they're not paying the supers. And then employees who are beholden to them, they're reliant on that.
Yes, absolutely.
That job to pay the bills, to put, food on the table, pay the rent.
Yeah.
If they complain, then they could lose their job, and it's like a catch-22. So this will be interesting, this legislation, when we start seeing some cases come through.
Yeah, absolutely. And we'll make note too, if you are a small business that, if there is an accusation made or something like that, that, you might be undertaking wage theft or something like that, that small business, like in an unfair dismissal claim or something like that, there is a code that comes with it. So if, small business will be entitled to fill that out and put that with with the accusation.
The small business code,
isn't
it?
Small business code. Yeah,
So, yes, I just did sort of read about that. It's a bit like a safe harbour situation.
Yes.
If you follow these rules, which is on the Fair Work website, if you follow these rules, then you won't then get the millions of dollar penalties, which is
correct.
Absolutely crazy, isn't it?
Which is taking, we need to consider those people that aren't doing this on purpose. It's unintentional. So there are protections in place for those people that aren't doing it intentionally.
Exactly.
Yes.
So at HR Precision, it's you, and you've been there for 6 years. Well, it's your business for 6 years.
Yes.
What sort of things do you like doing with
doing with my clients?
Yeah.
I think my favourite thing about the business is just the meeting new people and finding out, I guess, what they need from me and then helping them to solve a problem. Like, I think that's my favourite thing is when I've completed a job and they're really thankful for something because they, like you said, they're busy doing what they do. So they don't have the time to write the policies or help, recruit for a position or something like that. So I get real fulfillment out of helping people and making and filling that gap, I guess, and bridging that HR gap that they couldn't do on their own.
Yeah.
And the flexibility too. That's one thing I love about my job is the flexibility. I can do what I want to do every day, but I can run my day how I want to do it.
Yeah. That sounds terrific. And so if people want to connect with you, you're online?
I am online, You can find me on Facebook as Precision HR SA and same with Instagram and, on the website
on the website as well.
So,
So if people sort of want to give you a call and say, hey, I've got an issue.
Yeah.
Perfect?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Excellent.
I mean, I'm happy to help with anything. My HR consulting services are very wide. So, I do a lot of HR documentation, work health and safety documentation. That's primarily my bread and butter. But then I do offer HR and work health and safety consulting and things like that as well.
Okay.
So,
That's brilliant. And I know this because you've done it for my business.
Which probably we need to update too.
Yes, we probably do after the 3 discussions that we've had today. But yes, so and I find, a lot of recruitment agencies, I suppose I'm going to get bad-mouthed here, but, they charge a very high percentage. I was explaining to someone today, if I wanted to go and get another employee, they'll look at a percentage.
Yes.
And that's a high
It
percentage.
is, yeah.
We're talking 20%, 25% of
absolutely.
a salary.
Yeah.
So if it's 100,000 salary,
Yeah.
for a recruiter, you're
lot.
paying
Yeah,
$25,000
Yeah.
and you might get a 3 or 6 month
Yeah.
guarantee.
Oh, 100%. Employers can be very fickle too. So it's, yes.
And, okay, they'll replace it, but they'll replace the employee, but within that time period. But
It's training and time.
as we know, 6 months is not a long time
No.
to really get to a gist of someone's, commitment to the business
and training.
whether,
By the time
and
you train them and they're all familiar, it's time and money.
It is time and money. So, I know that your services
Yeah.
are nowhere near that.
Well, I feel like I'm a bit different because as a one-man show, I sort of go in and get to know the employer a little bit and work out what they need, what's the type of person they want, what culture is within the business, who would fit into that culture, things like that. And then I just usually will charge an hourly rate for my recruiting services. So I'll be there to run the ad on whatever medium the employer chooses, and then I'll sit in with the interviews with them. I like to involve the employer or management because I think they're going to be working with them.
That's
so
right.
They need to be involved.
That's right.
But I'll just basically facilitate those services so that you're not having to organise things or, it's just I want to make it easy for you to hire. And so that's the end goal. And hopefully we have someone really good by the end. But yeah.
No pressure though. No pressure.
No pressure. I mean, things happen and sometimes it's not the right fit. But I do all that I can do to ensure that it's the right person.
Exactly. For you. Well, Cassie Mason, thank you so much for joining me today. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been lovely.
Excellent. Thank you.